So for our intermediate clients, we have the strong abdominal section. The power of 6 times 12. 6 strong core exercises, 12 repetitions of each. You really need your powerhouse and to keep your pelvis stable. No rocking your pelvis, no going into a huge arch, and really close the ribs, chin down, eye gaze to your groin to really keep the neck safe. If you're getting a lot of neck strain, rest and maybe do less repetitions. So, one exercise at a time in this order, bearing in mind all of those principles. So, 12 of these, really reaching through your hips, pointing your foot, staying in line with your knee. Second exercise, you turn the hips out so you have a V shape through your feet and support the curl up, looking down. You extend and return, extend and return. Keep that core scooped and keep looking between your legs. Third exercise. Straighten those legs, point those toes, curl, 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 close your ribs. So it's like you're wringing out a sponge. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. You're drawing the leg in twice, keeping it straight. Foot in line with your knee. Supporting your curl up, keeping those abs scooped up. Mind your back. Extend and return. Really use the breath. You don't have to take the legs as low if your lower back is not ready. Aim for 12 repetitions when you're doing it yourself. Now really straighten those legs. Legs together, curl forwards. Keep the legs straight so you're hinging at the hips. Now you don't have to lower the legs all that low to really feel the work through your tummy. Really use the breath. Use the breath. Now to work those obliques, really think rib to opposite hip without tugging your elbow. Rib to opposite hip so you're diagonally rotating. For 12, 6 each side. When you finish, head down, one leg at a time, and relax. So here we have our hip section. You'll really work those glutes and mobilise through the hip. You could go for 20 of each movement, or 10 if you prefer. Now, in this sideline position, it's best to line yourself up down the back edge of your mat. Feet, bottom and shoulders all down the back edge, stacked. Hip on hip, shoulder on shoulder. You really need to keep your head in line with your spine. So try not to be down here. Really think length through the crown of your head. You could, of course, straighten your arm. It's just for me, a bent arm is more comfortable. Traditionally, you'd relax your arm down the side of your body. But for today, we're going to keep the hands on the pelvis because your pelvis needs to stay really still. It's not allowed to roll back. So with the waist a little bit lifted off the floor, powerhouse on, we'll start with our oysters, keeping the connection through the feet. Out to open, in to close. Out and in. Only opening your oyster as wide as you can without rolling your hips backwards. Waist stays a little bit lifted, totally touching the knees when you go down. Moving on to the Charleston. Knees and inner thighs connected, foot flexed towards the knee, out, Charleston up, in, down, out, up, in, down. So just let the leg Charleston up at the angle it's laying at. We're not trying to kick the heel to the bottom. When you've done your 20, we go into the flying oyster. So really use that powerhouse and out you fly up, in, down, out, up, in, down. Notice the underneath leg is only lifting from the knee to the ankle. This should work deep in those glute muscles. Out and in, out and in. And when you've finished your 20, rest down and prepare for the other side.